What's up? How are y'all doing? Banana and Paradoxica. I've been rotated. Give me a sec. Oh god, I forgot that I have to do Junie's voice right off the bat. I'm just preparing to start a new week tomorrow. I feel that. I am absolutely wiped. Also, thank you for the follow, Cytec? I don't know how to pronounce your username. Hey Athena, did you know I'm a lawyer?
That's your attorney's badge, isn't it? I really envy you, you know? That gold sunflower really suits you. Thanks, but I know you'll make me a fabulous judge someday, Junie. Thank you. But even if I become a judge, I'll never have one of those sunflower badges. Wait, so she only envies me for the badge?
I've warmed up my voice a little bit. Not much though. More so than I usually do. But yeah, work today was rough. I think the AC in the building that I work at went out. So the kitchen was like kitchen was casually like 100 degrees.
I haven't seen you in ages, Junie. What's it been, 7 years or so? Yes, and I remember how you were always there for me, Athena. Maybe it's just me, but I wanted to ask why you seem so distant.
Yeah. It was hot.
Remember how you used to call me Athena? I liked it better that way. It felt like we were sisters, you know? Yes, but I'm student council president now. And as the student representative of Temis Legal Academy, I have to act properly. And she was never this stiff and formal before. I knew you wanted to be a judge, but I didn't expect this. It's such a prestigious school, and you're in the judge course to boot. Yes, and Professor Court had been in charge of it until, well, you know. Oh, right. Professor Court was the professor in charge of Junie's course.
Man, I really wish that I didn't have to keep taking breaks every 2 seconds. What sort of teacher was Professor Court?
If I had to sum her up in a single word, I'd say she was amazing. A judge must always seek the truth. That was her mantra, and she used it in trying to fix what was wrong with our school. She was a beacon of hope in this dark age of the law.
She said the thing.
What's wrong with your school? What did you mean by that? Oh, Nothing. Never mind. Am I imagining things, or did I just detect something in Junie's voice? Professor Court chose my script for the mock trial. Oh, you mean all of the students in the judge course had to submit a script? And yours was the one she selected? Wow, that's amazing, Junie. Oh, thank you. But now Professor Court is... Who would do such a thing?
Wow, that didn't come out right. Junie's voice is at the very, very top of my vocal register. And I forgot that we were right here, ready to talk to her.
Just yesterday, we were working together, trying to get things ready. Excuse me. Are you alright, Junie? Maybe you should take it easy for a while. So she's still got that cough. I guess she's not as strong as she pretends to be.
Also, just a reminder, this is before case 1 where we were defending Junie. Case 1 Junie is after this.
Why do you need a script in a showdown between a lawyer and a prosecutor? Well, we were simulating a trial, so we needed a script as a framework. All the details about the incident and the people involved are included in the script. We also prepared a crime scene, photos, a murder weapon, and other kinds of evidence.
Wow, you guys think of everything. Must be hard getting all that ready.
Yes, well, it was only Professor Court and I. After all, we didn't want the script or other elements of the mock trial to get leaked. We were the only ones in the entire school who knew all the details. Must have been a big pain in that, I mean, it must have been really difficult. I wrote the script so that the case could go either way. That way, the defense and the prosecution both had an equal chance of winning.
This is either gonna be Glasses Boy or Red character. Gender ambiguous red character. You think that's all? Wow. Voice, can you cooperate, please? Just gonna sip some water. Sorry for the dead silence. You think that's all she's capable of? You've got another thing coming.
Huh? Who said that?
Juniper's genius doesn't stop at her brilliant script. Yeah! She gave me an award-winning performance as the defendant, man! I think I found a rival to my Chords of Steel.
Hugh, Robin, whoops, this is the wrong voice. This is Athena's voice. Hugh, Robin, aren't you going to introduce yourselves to our guests? As student council president, I won't have you treating them rudely.
Wow, that water actually helped a lot, damn. You're right. I heard Mr. Wright was bringing a couple of guests with him. Look at this smug ass. That would be you two. Apollo Justice and Athena Sykes.
Yep, I'm Athena Sykes.
And I'm Apollo Justice. Nice to meet you. I'll pass on the handshake. I'm studying to be a lawyer. The name's Hugh O'Connor. But some call me Mr. Perfect, because I never score less than 100% on tests.
Ugh, most pretentious introduction ever. And what's with his hand? Is it glued to the inside of his pocket or what? Yeesh.
Let me be first to apologize for Hugh's totally rude introduction. Sorry. Now, here's my intro. I'm Robin Newman. I'm studying to be a prosecutor like the really cool kind that nails the bad guys. No! Where's the sincerity?
So, he makes pottery too. And what's that bracelet contraption for? Junie sure has made some unusual friends. These two were the lawyer and the prosecutor in today's mock trial.
You know, I should probably give Junie's voice at least a little bit more confidence in it. Because, like, her previous voice was very, like, lacking in confidence, but, like, she's putting on a facade of confidence at the very least.
And even though I wrote the script, I also played the part of the defendant. Final act in torrid love triangle centered on campus she-devil Juniper Woods. A level-headed lawyer course genius and hot-blooded prosecutor course student. We'll go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for the she-devil's black heart. Wait, these two are the guys who supposedly have a thing for Junie?
Juniper, come on. Your role's way beyond just that. He's right. The mock trial's just the start. She's also the school festival's main event. I hope I'm giving the right energy for Newman's voice, or Robin's voice, I think was his first name. I like Robin's design. It's very, like, what's the right way of describing it? Robin has a very, like, ambiguous, like, until Athena used a pronoun for Robin, I was like, what? I was like, what voice do I give this character? Do I give this one a feminine voice or a masculine voice? Live on stage, Juniper Woods, and the crowd goes bananas. Woo!
I'm supposed to sing at the school festival. All of the other girls were too embarrassed to try out, so... My Junie singing? On a stage in front of people? Wow, she really has changed. I was responsible for making everyone's stage costumes. And this is what I'll be wearing. That's amazing, Junie. But then again, you're always good at that kind of thing.
Literally, this is just copyright infringement, Junie. You can't steal Lemroar's outfit without it being copyright infringement. Apollo's over here like, he just instantly recognizes this and he's just like, oh, you.
These constellations in particular are really something. Oh, thank you. One of my favorite things to do is look up at the stars in the middle of the forest.
Ah, so you're a fan of the night sky then?
Wow, Apollo. I didn't know you were such a romantic.
It's not like that. I have this friend, he and I go way back, who got me really interested in space.
Wait, you had friends when you were young? Color me surprised.
Rude.
As student council president, I cannot allow such mean-spirited teasing to continue. I think she's angry. The costumes were no problem, but as for the singing, I'm not sure I...
No! You can do it! I'm just gonna put my energy for Robin's voice into making it loud, and that's what it's gonna be. That's right. And anyone who says otherwise will have to answer to me. And my stick that I'm carrying around.
It's like a chivalrous love triangle. A damsel in distress and two knights in shining armor. Maybe that Themis Herald article wasn't too far from the truth. Speaking of the latest news, I wonder how the mock trial turned out.
Objective for Robin, peak your mic as much as possible. You know, I could do... It would be a pain in the ass to do, but it would also be really funny to just do what Sin does when Sin does Dahlia's voice when we're playing Monster Prom and Monster Camp, where she just like gets up, goes to the other side of the room, and then screams at her mic.
And so, how did the mock trial end? We were just about to reach a verdict when the police arrived. Now we'll never know how it would have turned out.
I guess that's what happens when there's a real murder during a fake murder trial.
It ended right before the verdict. Talk about bad timing.
I was this close, man! I bet I would've won! I bet the defense wasn't doing too badly either, right? We'll settle this some other time, and I assure you, I will win when that time comes. Zen and the Art of Mastering the Bar Exam. Civil Law, Corporate Law, Criminal Law. By who? W-H-E-D-I... Huh. Like I'm gonna let that happen? I don't think so!
I hope they don't end up hurting each other. Oh, don't worry. The three of us have been good friends since we enrolled here.
We even have our proof of our friendship.
Proof? Like physical evidence proof? Yes, we're studying for a career in law. And in the legal world, evidence is everything.
Yeah! As long as our friendship lasts, you can bet we'll be carrying him around. I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna wake people up by doing Robin's voice, but it's also really funny, so I'm gonna keep doing it until I get told off.
Ah, the famed Themis Legal Academy ingenuity at work. So, what exactly is this proof of friendship anyway? Well, it's a secret. And if I show you, it would be bad luck. Oh, okay. I knew it. There was definitely some discord in Junie's voice.
Our friendship is sacred and inviolable. I think that's how that word is pronounced. It's not something to be put cheaply on display. Proof? We don't need no stinking proof. Us three are friends forever.
I can hear discord in their voices too. But they're talking about their friendship. What's going on here?
Something wrong, Athena?
No, it's nothing.
Oh, all right then. Hey, isn't that... Everyone stay right where you are. Don't move a muscle. I assume. Yeah, there he is.
Detective Fulbright, is something wrong?
Why, if it isn't my little lawyer friends. Sorry, but the small talk will have to wait. Juniper Woods, you're under arrest for the murder of Constance Court.
What? Wait a second, what's going on here? Why are you arresting Junie?
Please, Detective Fulbright, we're involved in this case too. Aha! So you're the lawyers the dispatch said were first on the scene. I can't tell you everything, but I'll say this. There are two major reasons for her arrest. Number one, the suspect led somebody to where the body was.
I didn't...
And number two, the crime scene is exactly how the suspect portrayed it in her script.
But you can't arrest her on just those grounds?
True, but there's more. However, Prosecutor Blackwell specifically told me to say no more than that.
And so Blackwell's the prosecuting attorney on this one, too.
Detective Fulbright, we found this in the suspect's pocket. Why, there's blood on this.
That's evidence we made for the mock trial.
A mock trial? Never heard of such a thing, but it sounds fishy to me. Real fishy. Now, if you would, officers. Yes, sir.
But... Junie, I have to do something. I can't let them take her away like this.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
Hold it! Hold it! I refuse to believe that she's the killer! Junie! I've decided. I'm going to defend you. I'll fight with everything I've got. Athena.
Your voice is deeper than I thought it would be.
Junie, it's good to hear you say that name again.
These bitches gay. Good for them. Hate to interrupt your bonding time, but... Aren't you rather new to all this? You're barely even a lawyer.
Well, I don't have much experience, and I may need Apollo and Mr. Wright's help at times. But nobody believes in Junie as much as I do.
I'll help you too, Juniper. There's no way you murdered your professor.
Athena, Apollo, thank you both. I'm counting on you. We've got your back, Junie.
Guess things worked out after all. They're not just gay, they're super mega gay. Now that you have your lawyers, Miss Woods, it's time for us to head back to the station.
I can't believe Junie's been arrested for murder. And I can't believe I accepted her case without asking Mr. Wright.
Take a deep breath and relax, Athena. I'm here to help with whatever you need. So let's get right on the case.
Right.
I won't have this case left in the hands of rank amateurs. If anyone's going to solve this case, it'll be me. Time to investigate.
Why that smug little... He hasn't even finished law school.
That was totally rude. You're not the only one on the case, man. I'm in too, big time. Juniper Woods, I'm going to save you. Now that those two are gone, let's get back to what I was talking about in front of the stage. About the mock trial, that is.
Oh, right. You said the victim's location, position, and so on were just like in the script.
Exactly. But without the script or any props, it's kind of hard to explain. There he is! He's here! God, what was my voice for Clavier? Perhaps I could help, Air Forehead. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Prosecutor Gavin? What are you doing here?
You two seem to know each other. Is someone going to introduce me?
Hi, sweetie. Why, I do believe we have a fresh face here. Greetings, Fraulein. I am Clavier Gavin. Some know me as a prosecutor, but I'm most famous for my former rock band. We were quite popular, you know, but regrettably, the band went kaput. I hope that this voice is as good as my Apollo Justice version of this voice, because I was pretty confident in my Apollo Justice version of Clavier's voice. Perhaps you've heard of us. The Gaviners. I was the lead vocalist.
Never heard of your band. Then again, I was out of the country until only recently. But, can I get your autograph?
You just met him like 3 seconds ago and you want his autograph? Forgive me, Fraulein, but I've retired from the music biz. This voice, like, I feel like I'm flubbing this voice more, but I'd be happy to offer my autograph as the rock star prosecutor Clavier Gavin.
Oh, okay, that one then.
She's a lively one, Air Forehead. And she's a lively one, Air Forehead? Didn't know she was your type. She's the newest member of the Right Anything Agency. That's all. You know that my type is you, Clavier.
Nice to meet you. I'm Athena Sykes.
A pleasure to meet you, Athena Sykes. Now that the intros are out of the way, I'm sure that you have some questions for me. Yeah, Air Forehead? So, what are you doing here, Prosecutor Gavin? I'm here for the same reason as your boss, to give a lecture and a training seminar.
So he's the famous prosecutor they invited. They didn't invite Phoenix's husband, but they invited Apollo's? Weird.
And I have another crucial role to play. The Gaviners are getting back together for a one-time special performance. Even though you guys disbanded? Which was a shame, by the way, really. Yeah, I know how much you adored our music, Air Forehead. He's throwing shade. He's over here like, Apollo, you do realize that you're part of the reason why we disbanded, right? Like, you got our bassist arrested. Anyway, I studied abroad in Germany to get my badge early, but I did graduate from here. I picked up whatever this accent is.
Wait, so that performance Junie mentioned.
Oh, they were literally about to reenact Turnabout Gas Leak. I see you've already heard about that. One student representative was selected to sing with us on stage. How's my volume with Clavier's voice? I have to talk really quiet to get it to come across properly in my brain. And the stage was supposed to look like this tomorrow. Why would they recreate that? For the funny. 2 big banners and a pair of wicked statues. This is just an illustration, but it's not half bad.
Wicked statues. Wait, are those supposed to be you and Mr. Wright? Why are you on the wrong sides of the courtroom?
Bingo, Fräulein. And they were so big and magnificent too. What a terrible waste. I really hope that this shitty accent isn't offensive to anybody. I doubt it would be, but like, I would feel really bad. But the worst part of this whole thing is... my long-awaited reunion with my mentor never came to pass.
Wait, don't tell me your mentor was...
Professor Court. She was the one who taught me how to think about law.
So, Constance Court, why is this name so difficult? Was your professor here at the academy?
She may have taught the judge course, but she had a huge impact on me. She was fond of saying, the end is only justified through proper means. She wouldn't tolerate dishonesty, and always revered what was right beyond all else. Wow.
I can feel Prosecutor Gavin's sadness. Oh no, I think I'm gonna cry.
Nina? You tearing up? Well, I can't blame you. Prosecutor Gavin owes a lot of who he is to Professor Court. Exactly. So as you can see, we're both joined in purpose, so to speak, yeah? Now, let's rock this place hard. Huh? I don't follow. Let's rock what? Forget already, Air Forehead. I said I'd help you explain the mock trial. We're going to reprise it, here, in the lecture hall. It might help us catch her killer. Fuck. I need to, like, try to do more accents, even if they end up bad, because it'll give me more confidence in my bad accents. Oh, this is cool. We get a mini trial segment. Right, the stage is ready. And you, Air Forehead, ready to rock? No, the defense is not ready to rock. You saw the actual mock trial earlier, right? Just relax, you'll do fine. Besides, we have the script right here.
Junie's masterpiece. The one everyone's been talking about.
Yeah, and there's only one in existence. I borrowed it, if you will. Now, Fräulein, we'll need you to play the part of the defendant and judge, as per the script.
Okay, got it.
I've only read the case outline so far. I don't know how it actually turns out, so I'll treat this like I'm prosecuting a real case. You, Air Forehead, will play the part of a fledgling lawyer, a role you were born to play. I haven't done this outside the bedroom in years, Clavier. All the evidence is also here with us. We have everything we need to reprise the mock trial.
Très bien. Let's get started.
That was really high-pitched for some reason.
Defendant/Judge Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Court is now in session for a reenactment of the mock trial. Or what I'd like to call the mock trial.
Yeah, double mockery, perhaps, but a trial is still a trial. Achtung, baby. It's no holds barred. Let's rock. Aw, can't we take it easy today?
Objection!
It may just be a mock of a mock, but there's only one way to compete. You play to win. So remember, each time I catch you slacking off, I'm holding you in contempt of court.
Great. A judge that voices her own objections and abuses her judicial powers.
Now then, Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, if you please.
You've got it, Fräulein Judge. Our case is set in a school very much like this one. The victim, a professor, female. The defendant, an archery club member, also female.
Oh me, oh my. I'm innocent. Innocent, I tell you.
That is some seriously bad acting, Fräulein. Anyway, the victim's body was discovered in the middle of the quad. Here is a shot of the crime scene. Ironically, it was Professor Court who was posed as the corpse. Air forehead, how did the mock trial participants react to this photo? Mr. Newman was surprised by what Professor Court was wearing. He reacted with, "Oh, the green sweatsuit."
That's not exactly what I would pick to focus on, so why would he care about that?
Too much of a fledgling to know what's important, that one. In any case, both in the mock trial and the actual case, Professor Court was wearing a sweatsuit. Moving right along.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a sec. The body was discovered in the same area as the mock case, although there was a stage. Plus, the murder weapon, an arrow, and the lack of blood are also the same. First time contempt of court has been a risk. It's been a threat a couple of other times, mostly in the original trilogy. They haven't really threatened us with it at all in the Apollo trilogy yet, but Phoenix got threatened with contempt of court a couple times in the original trilogy. Maya even got held in contempt of court once in the original trilogy. That's right. And therein lies the significance of this mock trial. So let's keep rocking it hard, just like that. Before the crime occurred, the defendant was to meet with the victim in the quad.
Let's see here. When I arrived at our meeting place, I found the professor with an arrow in her stomach. But it wasn't me. I didn't kill her.
You don't have to ham it up like that, Athena. I like that it turned the text green like the trials. Ace Attorney was somewhat accurate in the original trilogy. Not really. Perjury was still like only mentioned a single time throughout the 3 games in the original trilogy. Plus there's also spirit channeling in all 3 of them, and the Magatama that lets you see people's like when people are lying to you. The most grounded Ace Attorney game is definitely Ace Attorney 1. Because, like, Ace Attorney 1 doesn't have the Magatama mechanic, but it does have spirit channeling, which is used a couple times. Perjury is the he who shall not be named of Ace Attorney. Yeah, unless it's the Great Ace Attorney, in which case they actually call people out for perjury a lot in those games. It's called getting into character, Air Forehead. Don't be such a wet blanket. If you don't get into character, Air Forehead, the blanket will be the blanket will be very, very dry, if you catch my drift. Right, let's see. Oh yeah, then Hugh said a frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her. Or wait, a frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow. I don't think so. At the time of the murder, a male student was seen holding a bow in the archery club room, which has a clear view of the quad. He shot the arrow into the victim before my client even got there. Nine, Air Forehead. That faint swagger does not suit you in the least.
Order, order, order! Especially you, Mr. Justice.
Me? I was just trying to get into it like Mr. Euro Rocker said.
So, the victim was shot from the archery club room before the meeting even took place. Hence, the defendant could not be the killer. That seems to be the defense's assertion. Prosecutor Gavin, do you have any objections?
The autopsy report notes that the edges of the victim's wound were unusually ragged. Could such physical trauma possibly result from an arrow shot from a bow? 9. I believe the victim was impaled with the arrow by hand, post-mortem. In short, the real murder weapon was not the arrow at all. When Robin was prosecutor, he had a tough time determining the real murder weapon. Well, he's just a student, a warm-up act. While I am the real deal, the headliner, so to speak. The true murder weapon was most likely the owl that was left in the art room.
An awl? What's that? An awl, you say? What might that be?
It's a kind of tool used for poking holes in paper, wood, and other materials. It's kind of like an ice pick. I have a photo here if you're interested.
Gross. It's all bloody up to the handle. Please tell me it's just paint.
Most likely, Fraulein. Pretty realistic, yeah? Let's pretend it's real blood for now. The defendant's prints were lifted from the murder weapon. Furthermore, traces of the victim's blood were discovered in the art room. That's where I believe the murder actually took place.
So, the question now is, how did the body get from the art room to the stage?
I really like that this conversation is framed as, like, a trial. Like, I know that it's just a framing device, but it's a good framing device, you know? Because this is literally just talking with Clavier, but it's a good way of framing this. The murder took place in the 3rd floor art room, but the body was found in the quad.
It must have been quite a chore moving the body all that way.
Not at all. There is a maintenance area and storehouse right outside the art room. The cart used to carry balls around was found there.
Oh, I think I've seen one of those before, but that's a pretty big one.
A jumbo, yeah? Big enough to fit a person, or a body in it. The defendant dropped the body from the art room window, then moved it with the cart. That is how a high school girl would easily move a body all by herself.
You don't say.
Objection!
A body dropped from 3 stories up would show signs of massive blunt force trauma.
Objection!
What the That is not your voice. What the fuck was that objection? Why did he sound like he was 12? What happened to his rocker voice from Apollo Justice? I guess they did recast people between Dual Destinies and Apollo Justice, but still. That may be true, but you failed to account for the large high jump mat in the storehouse. A body dropped onto such a mat would show no signs of blunt force trauma. Yikes. It's almost scary how similar this whole case is to the mock trial proceedings. Quite the crafty killer. In an attempt to cast suspicion on the archery club. They moved the body to the quad, where it would be an easy shot from the club room. This is like a case 1 Clavier voice. Like, my Clavier voice by the end of Apollo Justice, I'm genuinely proud of how, like, good I was able to keep up his voice, but then the killer fakes the murder weapon by inserting an arrow into the owl's stab wound.
It sounds like he has only high praise for Junie's script.
Were there any further arguments from the defense? Nope. It seemed like the teacher who was playing the judge was satisfied too. Was it Professor Means? Time for this finale then. Your verdict, if you please, Fräulein Judge.
Huh? Oh, right, that's me. You tripped over those words a lot, so I couldn't understand you. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Juniper Woods... Wait a second. Even if this is just a mock trial of a mock trial, I don't want to declare Junie guilty.
Yeah, perhaps that's not a good idea. Let's just end our mock trial here. Besides, it's about time I got back to my investigation.
Thanks, you two. That little run-through of the mock trial cleared up quite a few things.
4 pages. Achtung, baby. The prosecution's already got a witness sized up too.
That was quick. Prosecutor Blackwell's almost too good.
You're sure in a helpful mood today, Prosecutor Gavin. That's what I told you last night, Apollo. Well then, like I said, I just want to catch whoever killed Professor Court. And there's no reason for me to start butting heads with you two. Anyway, I won't say goodbye, as I'm sure I'll be seeing you later. Don't forget about our investigation later tonight, Apollo.
I always thought prosecutors were all a rather scary bunch. But Prosecutor Gavin seems pretty nice.
Yeah, he's not so bad as prosecutors go. We should get back to investigating too. We don't have nearly enough information yet.
Also, we have to tell Mr. Wright that we accepted Junie's case.
Right. Looks like we have our work cut out for us. Huh. Child jump scare.
Ah, Mr. Wright.
I heard they arrested your friend Juniper. Yeah, Detective Fulbright just took her in. Oh wait, your voice was just deep judge voice, right? I refuse to believe that one of our students is capable of murder. We must prove her innocence by any means necessary. The end justifies the means. You killed her, didn't you? You're the murderer.
What do you mean the end justifies the means?
I, Professor Means, always say what I mean. And I mean what I say by all means. Here at our esteemed academy, we train our students to produce meaningful results. Believe in Juniper's innocence, do you not?
Of course I do. Junie wouldn't even hurt a fly.
Precisely. We have justice on our side. The only things we need are results. Is there a height of folly to endanger your client by failing to pursue all means possible? Or is it the height of folly?
Sure I want to prove her innocence, but I don't like the sound of that the ends justify the means part.
Well, you're still young and idealistic. It's no wonder you fail to see the wisdom therein. There's but one thing to do now. I must personally take up Juniper's defense. This guy should not be teaching law, yeah. You're going to take her case, Professor Means. I may be a professor, but I'm still licensed to practice law. In fact, I've even battled Professor Court in court. No kidding. So were you guys rivals or something? No, nothing of the sort. He was an esteemed colleague at the academy and in court. You see, both Professor Court and I graduated from this academy at the top of our class.
Wow. I bet they used to really bring it.
Now, if you would excuse me, I'd best go discuss the case with Juniper.
Professor Means, please wait. I didn't want to say anything, but Apollo and I already agreed to take her case.
Why did they make him look like a Roman statue? It's true. Juniper's counting on us to prove her innocence. Really now? Too? And when were you planning on telling me?
Sorry, boss. I knew we should have asked first, but...
Relax. Your friend was just hauled away in front of your eyes. Sometimes you just have to make snap decisions, and I think you made the right one. Oh, wonderful. Very well, Athena Sykes. Let me ask you just one thing. As a lawyer, what is it that you treasure beyond all else?
That's an easy one, Professor. Seeking justice for my clients.
What a wonderful answer. Juniper must be overjoyed to have a friend such as you. As her professor, I too shall do whatever I may to help her. And if you decide to take the end justifies the means strategy, come see me at once.
Let's hope it never comes to that.
Now, if you would excuse me. Okay, so... I'm putting pieces together. So, I assume that the reason that they arrested Juniper is that Juniper very explicitly said that her and Professor Court were the only two people who read the mock trial script beforehand. And so I assume that the prosecution's case is something along the lines of only Juniper could have set it up to look like this. And so I think it might be Professor Means, because he would also have access to the script. Because he's Professor Court's colleague. They're both teachers. He totally would have access to that if Professor Court had access to it. Well, time's a-wasting. You better start investigating and fast. But first, how about I tell you everything I know so far?
Yes, please.
Hey, Phoenix, did you know I'm a lawyer? Oh, shiny new attorney's badge. Brings back memories.
I've heard that countless people live in dread of your pointer finger. Were you really that scary back then, Mr. Wright?
Strike one. I've always been just as you see me here.
A harmless sheep in wolf's clothing?
Strike two.
Do you have an old picture of yourself? Wait, never mind. I'm not sure I want to see it.
Strike three. You're out. He would look literally exactly the same, just minus the eye bags and the little hair wing. And the locket, I guess.
Have you learned anything about anything new about the case?
Shit, I just dropped something. I have one of those Switch controller docks where you plug the, it's got a little thing that you plug into the USB port that just makes it so you can pick up and take the whole thing with you, and then when you set it in the dock, it starts charging. I mess around with the little USB thing that sticks out of the top of the controller a lot, and I just dropped it. Also, real quick, I need hydration. Man, I really need to start hiding my model whenever I do drinks and stuff so it doesn't start jittering around.
Have you learned anything new about the case?
Actually, I ran into Prosecutor Gavin, and he told me something interesting. Seems the murder took place in the art room. There's traces of a large pool of blood there. So the police believe the body was moved from there to the stage.
What? What? Really? Just like the mock trial again?
The police are searching the art room, but whether they'll find anything, well...
Well, what? Come to think of it...
Let's do our own crime scene investigation before it gets too crowded around here.
Huh? Are we even allowed to do that?
It's no big deal as long as we leave it exactly as we found it. Plus, no, never mind.
Now, where was I again?
There's really no need to talk about it right here, right now. I want you two to find out for yourselves. So, were you shocked by your conversation with Professor Means?
Oh, I guess so. Actually, that was pretty shocking.
Dark Age of the Law. I'm sure you've heard those words before.
Sure, a number of times. Prosecutors file false charges, and lawyers fight back by fabricating evidence. There's a lot of that going around these days.
But the question is, how is it related to the case at hand? Training students to produce results. That's the school's policy.
Well, that in and of itself isn't a bad thing.
Right. As long as those results come by fair and honest means.
Oh, but what was that Professor Means said? The end justifies the means?
Danganronpa. To survive in the Dark Age of the Law, you must use any means necessary. Fabrication of evidence and false charges are unavoidable in the quest for results. That's what they're preaching here at the Temis Legal Academy.
But what'll happen to our legal system if the results if results are all that matter anymore?
Relax, it's just a rumor. I'd take it with a grain of salt if I were you.
Oh, that's a relief. He had me going there for a minute. Wait a second. What if Mr. Wright examined the victim's body for a reason? Maybe he was worried someone might actually tamper with the evidence.
Okay, this whole school should be shut down? Absolutely. A grain of salt the size of Texas. Yeah, trust me. Some people really don't like this case because the Dark Age of the Law bit gets used a lot from what I've heard. Like, that's one of the few things that I've heard about this case is that, like, they just keep hammering home the Dark Age of the Law thing far beyond what it actually needs to be hammered home. I think that about wraps up what I know so far. Fact is, the fact that this case closer resembles Miss Woods' script is obviously important. Knowing that, you should probably try and identify what's the same and what's different.
Okay, I'll try talking to as many people as I can on campus. So this is the maintenance area. Let's see. During the mock trial, Prosecutor Gavin said that the art room is right above here on the 3rd floor. And that the body was dropped from there onto a high jump mat from the storehouse.
Right. And then he claimed the body was transported to the stage by a ball cart. And then... There's somebody else here.
Hey, it's Robin.
Whoa! You scared the crud out of me! Sorry, give me a sec. Hey look, I managed to unflip myself around without pressing the reset button. Whoa, you scared the crud out of me!
Yikes. Right back at you. So, what are you doing out here?
I'm working out so I can become strong enough to save Juniper! I'm so worked up, my training brace is almost breaking at the seams!
Oh, right. The girl you like got arrested, so you're psyching yourself up to rescue her?
Yes, because I'm the manliest of manly men! That's why I work out with my manly brace! Please tell me I actually unmuted my mic. Okay, good.
Except that I hear some discord in that manliest of men's voice of yours.
I don't mean to be rude, but can't you talk without shouting? Sorry! I'll try not to shout so much. If at all possible, that is.
Which is not at all possible by the sound of it. So do you mind if I ask you some questions as Junie's lawyer?
No problem! Ask away, keep 'em coming, man!
Ouch. My ears ache already.
Yeah, and it's worse for Athena because she's got, like, superhuman hearing.
Robin, could you tell me a little more about yourself?
You wanna know about me? I'm a second-rate member of the Fine Arts Club!
The Fine Arts Club? It looks like broken pottery or plaster. Maybe that's the source of the noise we heard.
There were supposedly 2 statues on the stage. I seem to recall hearing that a co-ed from the Fine Art Club had made them. 2 big banners and a pair of wicked statues. This is just an illustration, but it's not half bad.
Wicked statues. Wait, are those supposed to be you and Mr. Wright?
Bingo, Fräulein. And they were so big and magnificent too. What a terrible waste.
Say, did you create those strange statues by any chance?
You bet I did! Both of them! Put my blood, sweat, and tears into those things, man! It must have been terrible seeing them all smashed up like that. Nah! I couldn't face Professor Court if I let something like that get me down.
What do you mean?
Professor Court was the Fine Arts Club advisor. She was all about the truth and beauty, man. She always said the only good result is the truth. That and only lawyers who seek the truth through legitimate means produce worthwhile results.
Yes! I'm totally on your guys' side. She must have been an incredible woman.
Yeesh, you call me loud when I practice my chords of steel. Aw, man! Why'd I have to take the prosecutor course? I mean, how am I supposed to save Juniper if I'm studying to be a prosecutor?
Don't worry, I'll clear Junie's name. You'll see. That line read came out very flat.
Three of us had a dream. We swore we'd make it happen together. Prosecutor, lawyer, judge. The three of us would hold fair and honest trials. The Dark Age of the Law? Ha! We're gonna put a nail in its coffin, man. Wow, you guys swore to do that? But no! That stupid school rule had to ruin it.
School rule? Which one?
Anyone with a prior conviction, no matter how minor the offense, they won't be allowed to graduate from this stupid holier-than-thou school. Tough legal academy with even tougher rules.
Junie will never become a judge unless I can prove her innocence. And if I fail, the three of them will never realize their dream. It's like someone put pressure on my pressure.
Did you know I'm a lawyer? Whoa! Check out your badge!
What do you think? Nice and shiny, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome! Plating ever starts to peel or it gets all bent up. Let me fix it up for you.
Really? Thanks.
No problemo. I'll have some primo clay and glaze ready, just in case.
Wait, what does clay have to do with my badge? Athena's voice has just been going up and I need to pull it back down.
Whoa! Did you make that? Let me fire it in the kiln for you. Just give it to me and I'll take care of the rest. Man, why is Robin's voice drying out my throat faster than literally any other voice? Take a shot every time Maddie has to pause the stream to gargle water and off a whole bunch.
I think I'll pass on the kiln firing this time. Phew, dodged a bullet there.
Ah, that paper!
So, Robin, is this article true?
The author of that article's been gunning for the three of us for some reason. It's been nothing but trashy articles like this as long as I can remember.
Maybe the author just wants your attention?
No way, man. The venom in those articles is way beyond that. Man, the character, we get to meet the character who wrote that article. I know that bit of this as well because I've seen her design. Her design is great, by the way. I think y'all are gonna love it.
I wonder.
Wait, what? What? Oh, wait. Presenting the thing just gave a very, like, it gave the same animation, but it was different. Whoa, deja vu, man. It's like I can almost taste my near victory again. But no! The final showdown was canceled because of that murder.
This topic sure does seem to strike a raw nerve. I hope it doesn't come between you guys.
Kidding? Our friendship is like a diamond, only tougher. It's like a powder keg before a spark. It's like the calm before the storm.
In other words, it's under a lot of pressure and ready to blow at any moment.
Hey Dynamo, how are you doing? Man, why does me like hitting my desk pop through? It's not that loud, microphone. Thought the area was cordoned off. Hey, the police are discussing something over there. Just woke up after a pretty intense food coma. I swear, the instant I'm done with stream, I'm going to collapse into bed and I'm going to pass out instantly. Because I'm not, like, mentally tired, I'm very physically tired because I had a rough day at work physically. And, like, man, I am sore. Speaking of which, you just needed to stretch there. Nah, it's pretty standard. This night specifically was really rough. It'll be fine after like a day of sleep, but
Oh, I know. I'll just quietly sneak over for a listen. Here goes.
Athena, watch where you're.
Ouch! Who put this stupid box here? Wait. Apollo, this box, there's
What now?
there's someone or something inside.
Don't let it be a snake. Wow, they even made the fucking Metal Gear joke.
You morons just blew my cover.
What the? There really is someone inside.
That someone is me, Miriam Scuttlebutt. And I'm a senior in the judge course. What's with the box? The fate of who we live, it's the fate of we who live in the shadows. Wow, that was a difficult sentence. There's a very good reason why none may see my face by the light of day.
Wait, you're taking the judge course. Did you write a mock trial script too?
You really want to see my script that bad? Well, you better watch out. Read it without my permission and you'll wish you hadn't. Who cares? I'm sure it was rejected for a good reason.
Hey, Not, how are you doing? Physical exhaustion and can lead to mental exhaustion if it gets bad enough. Yeah. Hey, Scuttlebutt, did you know that I'm a lawyer?
If you want to give me a present, slip it through the hole in my box. Or if it's too big, you can just open the top and give it to me that way. So which way is it gonna be? Either way creeps me out.
We love Scuttlebutt in this household.
Oh, so you're studying to be a judge too. You must be classmates with Juniper. Are you a friend of hers? Juniper? Sure, she's my friend. That's why I'm gathering info. Now, tell me all you know. You know, for tomorrow's trial. For tomorrow's trial? What are you talking about? I'm going to take the stand, naturally.
His voice is all over the place.
So, the witness for the prosecution is some weirdo in a cardboard box. This disguise is how I get my scoops. But you're right. It's me, so tell me everything you know for Juniper's sake.
Wait a second, Miriam. Repeat what you just said.
A lawyer with brains as bad as his ears. Poor Juniper. I'm taking the stand tomorrow. Tell me everything you know for Juniper's sake. Clear enough for you this time.
I thought so. Athena, my bracelet's reacting.
Really? That means a lie already? That was quick.
Can I just say, I really love that they brought Perceive out of court. Like, this is such a good, this is such a good use for the Perceive mechanic, considering that we can't actually use it in court. Perceive should have always been like this? Absolutely.
Gotcha!
That's strange. You suddenly tightened your grip when you said, for Juniper's sake. Yeah, I really like the Perceive music as well. It makes more sense. Yeah. My favorite one of the absolutely nonsensical Perceive things from Apollo Justice is the "you swallowed murderer." Everyone knows that if you like swallow while making a statement, you are in fact a murderer. And it's like you subconsciously tensed up because you're lying.
What are you talking about? When did I ever lie? Okay then, let me ask you this. Why were you selected as a witness? That's an easy one. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Thames Herald. I know everything there is to know about the campus, even the darkest of secrets.
Editor-in-chief, huh? Pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, it's a lonely one-woman operation. I do it all myself, from reporting to editing to publishing. Still impressed? I'm a perfect storm of journalism, because I bring it all to the table. And this is the evidence. Here.
This voice is all over the place.
An extra edition of the Thames Herald, published to coincide with the mock trial.
Voice is so bad. I'm so sorry. You got mail.
Thanks, Miriam. You revealed who you truly are. Someone who's never had Junie's best interests in mind. What? Are you questioning our friendship? Look, you may want answers, but no can do, because what you're saying conflicts with this piece of evidence.
Take that!
Sorry, give me a sec. It's less an issue of, like, the actual voice itself. It's the issue of the consistency on the voice, because, like, my consistency with this voice has been really, really bad. Also, I mean, at the very least, Scuttlebutt is wearing the girl's uniform. Like, you can tell by the sleeves and the skirt.
That's the Temmis Herald, the paper I publish. What about it?
It says Love Rocks Campus.
Are you really that dense? This article is full of malicious lies about Junie. It's definitely not something a true friend of hers would write. Wow, why did my brain not realize that there was a second line? You got it all wrong. Another staff member wrote that one. I don't think so, Miriam. You even said it yourself a moment ago. It's a one-woman operation, or did you forget already? If you've just given me the info you have. Stupid pawn. Juniper's just using you.
Hey, Lobster, how are you doing?
Now, I want the truth, Miriam. You hide in your box in order to collect gossip for your sleazy paper, isn't that right?
You're doing good? Nice. You're not really friends with Juniper, are you?
No duh. She's the target of my scoops, and my readers demand dirt. Extra, extra. Dirty little secret of the squeaky clean student council president.
Does Miriam ever take off the box? Okay, minor spoilers. We do get to see what Miriam looks like underneath the box for a brief second during one of her cross-examinations.
Dirty little secret. Alright, what are you planning on saying in court, huh? I'm a witness to her part in the crime. I'm also going to tell it all in shocking expose. The end justifies the means. That's my brand of tell-all journalism. The end justifies the means. Wait a second. In this dark age of the law, many of us embrace Professor Means' methods, even future judges. I even adopted the ends justify the means brand of journalism, which includes tape recorders secretly hidden all over our campus, secretly recording every last word without anyone being any the wiser. Doesn't she realize that's totally illegal? And one of them was at the scene of the crime, the art room.
Put a tape recorder in the art room? What did it record?
You want to know? You really want to know? Yes, please. That's so nice of you to... Like I'd really let you know. The big scoop comes out in court tomorrow. You're so mean, Miriam. According to my evidence, a fatal fissure had opened between the three of them. Oh, Junie, Hugh, and Robin?
That was not your voice, Athena. What the hell was that?
Oh, Junie, Hugh, and Robin? What do you mean by fatal fissure? Juniper, Hugh, and Robin used to be the best...
Don't you auto-scroll text on me too, Scuttlebutt.
Juniper, Hugh, and Robin used to be the best of friends. Used to be. They still seem to get along just fine to me. I did sense some discord, though. You don't know anything. Professor Means has his followers, and Professor Court had hers. Their influence is inescapable.
Sorry, I need a sec. Oh, man. I might need... This case is gonna wear me out. It's got a lot of female characters in it. Why is Robin's hands green? Robin, what are you doing handling that that active uranium?
Are you implying that one of them adheres to the extreme idea that you and Professor Means have? But why would anyone follow that philosophy? How could you possibly understand? You're new around here.
Miriam, wouldn't you feel better if you came out of the dark and into the light?
I can see fine in here. You'll be the one seeing the light in court tomorrow. Then you'll realize how guilty Juniper Woods really is.
Wow, I did that laugh by accident, I'm not gonna lie. What? I'm bulking, get off my dick, yeah. I think I've finally kind of figured out where I want Scuttlebutt's voice to be, which is just the high-pitched voice, but, like...
Somewhere around here, you know? High-pitched voice, but a little bit more mischievous. We're going to have to cross-examine her tomorrow, but I don't know where to start.
Well, let's at least take care of whatever we can today.
You're right. Let's see what else we can find out.
You know, I find it really funny that, like, you can clearly see into the bottom of the box. Like, this box has no bottom to it. The voice feels like if Pain was a girl.
I love this newspaper. The paper quality, the printing method, the smell of the ink. Could it be more perfect? Is it really that amazing? Meh. You just don't get it, do you? Toilet paper, hamster cage lining, window wiper. My paper is so awesomely versatile. Am I to understand the contents from the entire spectrum of fecal matter as well?
That was not your voice, Athena. Doing these two voices back to back is going to kill me.
My script is way more popular than Juniper's. Really? Wow, was that the majority opinion? Yep, my behind-the-scenes maneuvers, threats and deceptions worked like a charm. Miriam, this may come as a surprise to you, but that's called cheating. Says you. I didn't break the law. Besides, the end justifies the means. That's what they teach us here.
Apparently some people are already thriving in the dark age of the law. All journalists are a little crazy. I love the fact that Miriam is literally just wearing a box Genuinely, this is probably one of my favorite character designs from this game.
It's not against the law to cheat. It's against the law to get caught cheating.
Okay. Is the other guy here?
Look, there's Hugh. Hey, Hugh.
Oh, it's you two. Do you want something? Did you find anything? You said you were going to do some investigating of your own. It's not illegal if you don't get caught, yeah. Nope, nothing yet. I'm afraid it's not looking very good for Juniper. You don't really think Juniper could have done something like this, do you? Only the author and the victim knew the contents of the script. Both the stage and the art room were in the exact same state as described therein. Nobody could mimic the crime like that unless they already read the script. Or wrote it.
But...
Look, Professor Means is better able to handle this than you two, so just leave it to him.
There it is again. I'm picking up on some discord in Hugh's voice. Hugh, would you mind telling me a little bit about yourself?
Whatever. I'm 6'1", and under this uniform, I'm 100% lean muscle. No, the fuck you aren't. Actually, maybe he is, because I think that the thing that's in the bag that he's holding is supposed to be a bow. My grades are outstanding, and I'm the ace of the archery. Yep, there it is. Of the archery club. Needless to say, I never miss my mark. Oh, and I'm incredibly humbled.
How can you even say that with a straight face?
Those around me call me a genius, but I pay them no mind. But when it comes to tests, I always get 100%, so I suppose it's only natural for them to say I'm a genius. As a person that goes to the gym regularly, this guy would be an ego lifter, yeah. Man, I want to do archery again. I haven't had the chance to do archery in forever, but I love archery. There's this place, there's this local place that my family has gone to a couple times that is a we have a range in the city that is a hatchet throwing range, and that shit is fun. It's also very, like, it's a good workout. It's very fun, but it, like, your arms will be sore very much so afterward. But hatchet throwing is very fun. I personally really like archery. Like, I don't know, there's something about archery that just, like, I could get a good arms workout by using doing archery. But as I said before, I pay them no mind.
I heard you the first time.
But what about the mock trial? It sounded like you were about to lose to Robin. There's a very good reason for that. You see, right before the mock trial started, I saw the body.
You saw the body?
Right. I was so distraught that I basically handed Robin a victory. Hugh, would you mind telling us a little more about that? Right before the mock trial, the campus was empty. Everyone was here at the lecture hall. Your attention, please. This is an announcement from the mock trial committee. Mock trial will begin shortly. All students and faculty, please proceed at once to the lecture hall. How many students do they have at this school that they can fit the entire student body in the lecture hall? Or how big is this lecture hall that we're not seeing?
That's right. There was that announcement, and then everyone came in here.
7. The only exceptions were the mock trial participants. Juniper, Robin, and I were in our personal dressing rooms next door. Wow, your own personal dressing rooms. That's total VIP treatment. Actually, they're for student-teacher meetings. They don't even have windows. The other two waited patiently in their rooms, but that's not my style. So I headed over to the archery range on the other side of the quad. Welcome back, Paradoxica. I did some meditation while I waited. That's the best way to relax. Then, just before the mock trial was to start, I headed back toward the main building. As I walked across the quad, I passed in front of the stage.
So that's when you saw the body.
Man, this guy's an overachiever. He built a whole diorama. Right. It was quite a shock. As much as I hate to admit it, my legs were shaking. I could have easily beaten Robin if it hadn't been for that. Oh, wait. Banana. Or not Banana. Paradoxica. You missed, Scuttlebutt. Wait, hold it right there. You went through with the mock trial, even though you had just discovered a body? Why didn't you tell anyone? I mean, we're talking about someone getting killed here.
I think I know why. Was it because of this?
Where do you get that?
So this article in the Themis Herald is true. The winner of the mock trial would get to make his confession to Junie.
Right. But if I reported the body I'd found, the whole thing would be called off.
He really wanted to win that bad? Bad enough to ignore a dead body. Sorry, but that's not normal. Or could their love for Junie really be that strong?
Thanks for sharing that important piece of information with us. It may prove useful at tomorrow's trial. Good, because that's all I have to say about the matter.
Thanks, and don't worry. We'll prove Juniper's innocence, you'll see.
I can't say you two inspire much confidence. Okay, Athena, what next?
Well, I think I've talked to everyone who's somehow linked to the case.
Okay, maybe it's about time we wrapped up our investigation.
Oh, wait. We haven't met with Junie yet.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's head over to the detention center.
Hey, Hugh, did you know I'm a lawyer? Your attorney's badge looks brand new. That just shows how inexperienced and useless you are.
Well, when you get your badge, it'll be new and shiny too.
You mouth breathers just don't get it, do you? My badge will be a symbol of my genius from the moment I get it. It will be chipped, bent, and worn as if it's been through 1,000 courtroom battles.
He's like some hipster doofus.
Very accurate.
Thena, thank you so much for coming. She called me Thena like she used to. Maybe she's finally letting her guard down.
I need water. I'm going to run out of water. I'm almost out. Let's see if I've rotated. Nope. My tracking might be a little bit off, but...
Junie, the crime's unfolding exactly like your script. Any idea what's going on here? We wanted to make it fair. So the script was kept secret until the day of the mock trial. Ugh. Ugh. This voice. Fuck. And the only people who knew the details were Professor Court and I. Nothing we haven't heard already so far. However... Yes? What is it, Junie? Well, there was this one article in the school paper.
You mean this one? More like a tabloid piece than a newspaper article, if you ask me. It didn't come here for straightness, nah. You came here to watch gay lawyers.
I've been worried the trial would wreck the friendship between Robin, Hugh, and me. That voice did not come out at all like I intended it to. She wants to stay friends, but both of the guys are hoping to take it to the next level. Oh, the passion of high school drama. I wish I could have experienced it. And I know I shouldn't have, but... I revised the script to favor the prosecution. But Professor Court noticed it immediately and changed it back. Ah, so if Robin had won, he wouldn't have been able to confess his love to Junie. That would have kept the trio's relationship the same. Never knew Junie could be so devious. Sorry, I guess my personal problems probably won't be of any help in the court, huh?
You never know. Help often comes from the most unexpected places. Thanks, Juniper. Also, you might want to, like, take a throat lozenge or something. Your voice is kind of giving out on you. Also, I know that Junie's design is very basic, but like Junie's design is good. Like, okay, this is gonna be a controversial take. I hate when people always cite the whole less is more argument with regards to, like, designs and stuff. This is mostly unrelated to Juniper's character design. But, like, I really don't like when people are like, yeah, designs don't need to be complicated to be good. But a complicated design does not inherently make the design bad. And I hate the amount of people that see a design with the smallest amount of complexity and they're just like, no, you need to dumb this down for me. It's like, let characters have complicated designs. And like, I understand why, like, you know, if you're making like a comic, yeah, like, you know, you want to keep your character designs like unique but simple, so that you don't have to draw the really complex character design over and over and over and over. Complex design isn't bad either. Overly busy can be a different thing. Yeah, exactly, Lobster. Like, one of my go-to examples of people being like, this character design sucks, when I'm like, this character design's good, it's just people are mean, and it's also, you know, memed on for being very over-sexualized, is Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade 2. People hate those designs for some reason. I think it's just the fact that they're overly sexualized. But if it's complex for complex reasons, then it's bad. But if it has a reason to be complex, then it's good. Yeah. Like, and the other thing is that, like, like, simple is good, but too simple is bad. Oh, absolutely not. Like, that's not even, like, a contest. Like, their Smash designs are significantly better. Especially Mithra's. Mithra's Smash Bros. Design is just, like, an actual improvement. It's not even a side grade. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just gonna call you Luna if that's okay with you, but welcome in. Wish sexual/sexualized designs were more fun and weren't just purely fan service. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. See, I'm caught in this weird spot where my brain is like, you know, designing characters specifically, like, designing characters with, like, no clothes on is, like, you know, eh. It's like, I feel bad about the... I'm caught in the lesbian's dilemma, because it's like, you know, it's bad to like, make, like, objectified, like, caricatures of women, but at the same time, my brain is like, I like this character design because lesbian. You know what I mean? Monkey brain. As an ace, fan service designs confuse the hell out of you. That's fair. You know, here's the thing, not when oh wait, I misread that. I need I saw this, like, thing forever ago that was like, you know, games need, like, a practical armor setting and a slutty armor setting. And it works for both genders. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where, and I say this as someone who has a very basic, like, character design. Like, okay, it's not super basic if you actually look at, like, my reference sheet, but it's not as complicated as I originally wanted to make my VTuber character design, because I was like, it hurts like, I don't want to draw attention away from the game I'm playing, because if you make your VTuber too complicated, then it starts drawing more attention than the stuff that you're playing, you know? And so, people complaining armor being impractical and comparing it to real life armor when medieval armor is decorated as fuck annoys me. Yeah, the other thing is that, like, whenever people are like, oh, this armor isn't realistic, they also fail to take into account that 9 times out of 10, realistic armor is a pain in the ass to wear. Like, chainmail, genuinely, I have worn a chainmail, like, shirt. That shit is heavy. Like, a chainmail shirt is, like, 15 to 20 pounds. It is heavy. And, like, don't even get me started on plate mail. Like, plate mail, everyone always does the, like, big, like, it has stuff to cover the joints, depending on what version of plate mail you're going with. But, man, plate mail, even with, like, even if you're going, like, bare joints and just wearing, like, you know, plate mail on everything, but you still have, like, your joints uncovered so you can bend, like, that shit weighs, like, genuinely 200 pounds. Is that half plate? I thought half plate was just, was waist up plate armor.
I was wondering about that all you had on you when you were arrested.
Detective Fulbright, we found this in the suspect's pocket. You say that, Banana, but at the same time, it would also mostly be, like, pole arms. Okay, am I stupid? I might be stupid. Okay, I guess I was just exaggerating, because I genuinely thought full plate was heavier than that, Lobster. Really? Actually, I guess that makes sense, because it's, like, tighter, like, the rings individually are, like, thicker metal than the, I don't know. You'd think, as somebody who enjoys high fantasy as a setting a lot, I would have done more research into, like, actual armor and shit. But, like, historic armor and high fantasy armor function completely differently, and so it's left, like, historical armor outside of my actual, like, it's left it outside of my ADHD brain gathering random shit. D&D armor is also different than historical armor. Absolutely. Yeah, like, swords, as much as they are, like, the everyman weapon in, like, pop culture, weren't used a lot. Because everyone basically came to the realization that polearms were just the superior option. Why there's blood on this.
That's evidence we made for the mock trial.
Swords are the medieval equivalent of a pistol. Yeah. A mock trial? Never heard of such a thing, but it sounds fishy to me. Real fishy. Okay, so completely random thing. I've been like, because I've been at work so much the last couple of days, I've started listening to a D&D podcast. I started listening to it after we had the little conversation during the Monster Camp stream about, like, I would totally be down to DM if y'all want to play some D&D at some point. I started listening to a D&D podcast, and I've been really enjoying it. It's the Rolling with Difficulty podcast. And, man, I've listened to, like, 18 plus hours of it in, the last 2 days. Just completely random thought.
It was the murder weapon from the mock trial.
Ever since started playing D&D, your creativity has skyrocketed. D&D is really good to get like the creative juices flowing, as long as you have a DM who will actively encourage you to like. Okay, I'm gonna. Man, we just got done with one rant. Now I'm gonna go on another rant. Okay. Personally, I am of the opinion that DMs who strictly adhere to the rules are playing the game wrong. And at the same time, like, I have two contradictory opinions on this, because I feel like people are playing the game wrong, but I also feel like people should be able to play the game however they want. It's just wrong for me, is the better way to put it. Because, like, rules is written, like... I feel like there needs to be flexibility for your players to mess around with. The rule of fun should be rule number 1. Yeah, exactly. Like, D&D's rules are definitely built to be guidelines. And, the biggest thing that I want to, like, I haven't actually DM'd a game, but I would really like to learn how. And one of the biggest things that I want to make, like, a core tenet of my D&D DMing is you can try, like, you can suggest anything. And if it is reasonable, even if it's bending the rules in your favor a bit, I will let anything slide at least once. Because, like, if it's remotely possible, like, you know, oh, I want to, like, do, like, a wall run as I'm, like, hitting the enemies as I run past, like, that sort of shit is just flavor. And it's like, oh, you know, I want to like, this room is like a metal box. I want to cast heat metal on the room because I have fire resistance and everyone else will take double the damage. If you don't think a rule is fun in a particular situation, fudge or ignore it. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like part of my issue is that, I think I would accidentally end up making casters even stronger than they already are. But at the same time, like, you know, I feel like I could probably tweak some stuff to make marshals stronger. Yeah, exactly, Banana. Like, you don't disregard everything. You just think of it as like this. The best way that I can, like, describe it is really dumb, but the way that I personally enjoy D&D, like, rules is I like them to be the rule plus or minus 1, if that makes any sense. So think of it as, like, you know, oh, you know, I like the heat metal room thing from earlier that I just said. By rules as written, that shouldn't work, because heat metal can only heat a certain amount of metal when it's cast. But, you know, if somebody wants to be like, okay, I have this idea, what would it take for me to be able to do this? Then it would be like, okay, you know, you're casting heat metal, like, burn, like, how many square feet are you trying to heat? And then let's just translate that into spell slots that you cost. Yeah, exactly, Lobster. Like, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking, is like, Let's see how we can scale this stuff up to what you're trying to do. I don't know. It's one of those things where I definitely just need, like, experience DMing, but I feel like 5th edition, with its rules, I could mold into what I want. If you can impress me, I'll let you do it. I really hope that I muted that. Otherwise, you just got sounds of me gargling. I'm sorry if you got that. I didn't actually check to see if it muted properly. I pressed the button on my Stream Deck, and my Stream Deck is finicky.
Professor Court and I were prepping it in the art room until the day before the trial. I didn't even realize I had it on me until I was arrested.
And we've got nothing to worry about. There shouldn't be any way to link it to the crime.
Still, that blood red color on the awl bothers me. Wasn't it just paint or something? I mean, I was looking at it from pretty far away, but... It probably was just paint, but that's what bothers me. It wasn't on the awl when we were prepping it yesterday.
It wasn't? Then how and when did it get there?
Well, before the mock trial began, I showed Thena and Mr. Wright to the waiting room. And then I went back to my dressing room to get the trial props we were going to use.
I think I'm speaking with her voice too far forward in my mouth, if that makes sense.
And that's when I found the art room key, and the awl with what looked like blood on it. A key. And the awl? Professor Court usually has the art room key since she's the Fine Arts Club's advisor. Wow.
Hey Sachi, how are you doing? Technically speaking, this is the first time Junie's been accused. Because technically speaking, this happens before case 1.
And since that key was there in the dressing room, I thought she was the one who had painted the awl to look like it had blood on it. After all, she always insisted the props should be realistic, so...
The awl suddenly shows up on the day of the trial with what looks like blood on it? Ma'am, how do you feel about being guarded by the eyeless gentleman in the back? Because he creeps me out.
Oh, don't worry about him. He's just a police homunculus. I have a really bad feeling about this. Also, I just realized that last line was an Athena line, not an Apollo line. The awl suddenly shows up on the day of the trial with what looks like blood on it. I have a really bad feeling about this.
Me too. But let's not jump the gun on this. You thought Apollo got Maya'd? That would be really funny, actually. Sachi, what was the last thing you remember while you were here?
You and Professor Court were busy preparing for the mock trial together yesterday, right? Was that the last time you saw her? Yes. I left school at around 6 p.m.
Did you notice anything different about her?
No, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. She looked and acted the same as always. I would have never guessed she'd end up like this. It looks like we're about out of time. Thank you for coming to see me. We'll do everything we can to prove you innocent tomorrow. I know. And I believe in you, Thena. Well, I should go now. Bye.
Okay, the rapper did commit the crime, by the way. That's what you missed. Well, actually, kind of not. It's more complicated than that, but it was his fault by a technicality. Is she gonna be alright? She's like a shadow of the girl we met back at the academy.
The Junie I knew was always like that. A little weak and sickly. But the fact that she's lifted her facade shows that she trusts us.
No, we didn't. He is alive and well, and he is out of prison by the end of this game. And we know this because the DLC case has its own mini epilogue that takes place alongside the rest of the epilogues. It, like, fast forwards a few months and is like, here, this is what happens because we didn't include the rest of the shit in the epilogue because it wasn't in the base game.
But even still.
What is it?
Well, when Junie and her two friends were talking about their friendship, I sensed some discord in their hearts.
Seriously?
Yeah, but it was really faint. I might have been mistaken. There's no reason to doubt their friendship, is there?
Don't worry, everything will be fine. You and Juniper are friends, right? You know that friend I mentioned to you earlier? Well, get this. Whenever something's troubling one of us, the other can just feel it. That's real friendship.
I suppose you're right. Might as well forget about it and concentrate on the trial.
Yep, tomorrow's the big day. Let's sort out what we know so far.
Okay. The victim, Professor Constance Court, was murdered in the art room on the 3rd floor. Then her body was moved to the outdoor stage in the quad. Also, the location where we found the body was just as the mock trial script described.
I wish those were the only similarities they shared.
What do you mean?
What I mean is the script in this case are exactly the same in almost every respect. So it follows that the actual trial may very well unfold just like the mock trial did.
Oh no. The mock trial ended right before the prosecution was about to win. Well, that's not gonna happen. This time, Junie will be declared not guilty. Of course, I intend to get our results the honest way. We can do this. We'll be fine. After all, I have Apollo, and he's the king of being fine.
By mailing a pipe bomb in court. Do you think Professor Means would mail a pipe bomb in court, chat? Like, he'd threaten the judge to get his verdict? You think that that's what he means by the ends justify the means?
My butterflies have butterflies in their stomach.
Oh, definitely. Yes, yes. I'm glad that we're all on the same page. But he would... You see, when Iris mails people pipe bombs, it's in a very, like... It's in a very, like, cute way, you know? But when Professor Means does it. Professor Means doesn't have any finesse with his pipe bombs. You know what I mean? He doesn't he doesn't care about the process. He only cares about the results. So, what's it like to have your very own case for the first time?
My heart hasn't raced this fast since I ran that full marathon last year.
He absolutely would. If it keeps up, you might get a lawyer's high. You know, like a runner's high? Relax. Everyone's nervous their first time. There he is. Well, my fears weren't unfounded. After all, today's prosecutor is so terribly brutal. And willing to use any means necessary to win a conviction. Yes, yes, we get your gimmick. Saw a gif of Absol Mega evolving with the caption hormone replacement therapy.
There's that end justifies the means concept again.
Now that it's come to this, I don't like you. No. Out. Yeah. I hate you. We have no choice but to fight with fire with fire. The end justifies the means.
I wish you'd stop saying that.
You and me both, Athena.
That's your method, Professor. I'm going to defend Juniper in my own way.
What, Miss Sykes? Just yesterday you told me. As a lawyer, what is it you treasure beyond all else?
That's an easy one, Professor. Seeking justice for my clients.
Do not smile ever again, yeah. What if this trial proceeds in the same manner? It ends in the same way as the mock trial. Would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain?
Well, I'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I?
My, but aren't you a stubborn one? Well, I suppose you'll have to learn your own inefficacy the hard way. Inefficacy is a good word. Forgive me, Professor Means, but can we just leave it at that? Oh dear, please forgive me. It's just, I wish to protect Juniper by any means I can. Shut the fuck up. I'm not actually annoyed at him. I'm just like, man, you have one thing you like to say, don't you? I don't like his smile, but like, I don't like his smile, and I don't hate his character yet, but like, man, have like 2 or 3 other conversation topics, buddy.
I do too, but...
Now, if you would excuse me.
Thanks to him, I'm feeling even more pressure than before.
Don't let it get to you, Athena. And don't forget to keep smiling.
I'll be fine. And I haven't forgotten what Mr. Wright said.
Hope it gets... that's a really good typo by accident, Sachi.
The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
Trial's about to begin. I'll show you to the courtroom, if you please. Who the fuck was that? Apollo, I'm counting on you to support Athena this time. Okay, Mr. Wright, leave it to me.
That's right. I have Apollo to back me up. Junie's fate rests in my hands. I won't rest until she walks free.
Less typo, more brain got derailed mid-sentence. the EP. Court is now in session for the trial of Juniper Woods.
Athena Sykes, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor.
That didn't sound very confident. You sure you're okay?
I'll be fine.
Your baldness. I know. As usual, you want me to deliver the opening statement. Ah! This case is crystal clear. I see no need to explicate it any further. Now, summon the witness. Is there something the matter? Please do share your baldness. Yeah. Especially since this is genuinely one of, like... If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Athena gets a single case as the lead prosecutor in Spirit of Justice. I think it's literally just this one and the first case of this game that she gets to be the main character. I cast Spell of Invisibility. Athena seems like the female version of Young Phoenix. Yeah, but you're not necessarily wrong with regards to that, but Young Phoenix was, Young Phoenix and Apollo are very similar, but they have very key, like, minor differences, but they are very similar. Apollo is Young Phoenix, but loud. Is there something the matter? Please do share your baldness. Never gave you that idea. Aleph, please call our first witness.
And now we don't even get an opening statement.
Bobby Fulbright.
Detective Fulbright. He and Prosecutor Blackwell have become quite the team.
Prosecutor Blackwell, I believe you've accused a lesbian, despite the fact that the laws clearly state lesbians are allowed to do murder. Man, I'm gonna go off on another tangent. Tangent number 3, everybody. I feel like, in a hypothetical Ace Attorney 7, like, I feel like Ace Attorney 7 would, there's so many different directions that you could take a hypothetical Ace Attorney 7. Because, granted, I haven't seen the ending of Spirit of Justice. I haven't seen, like, anything of Spirit of Justice. It's, like, I've seen character designs, and that's about it. Like, I don't even remember the prosecutor's name. I know that he likes throwing beads at people. That's about it. And that, some of the fandom for Ace Attorney gets really, really upset because apparently one of his catchphrases is drop it and move on or some shit like that. But yeah, I think it's really interesting how open, as far as I'm aware, Ace Attorney 7 could be. Because, like, there's a part of me that's like, yeah, it would be great to get another game that's like the mishmash of Phoenix, Apollo, and Athena. But at the same time, like, I feel like if you were to separate them, drop it and move on is so anti-Ace Attorney. Yeah, exactly. But, what am I gonna say? I feel like you would get a better and tighter written story if you just basically have, okay, this is like hypothetical Ace Attorney 7 and 8. Have Ace Attorney 7 be Trucy, or not Trucy, Athena and Phoenix working as a duo, and have Apollo absent from it, and then have Ace Attorney 8 be running concurrently with 7, and it's Apollo and Trucy doing their investigating and their normal shtick. Imagine how awesome that would be. And, like, you know, there's nothing saying, like, you can't have, like, the other characters popping in for a little bit and saying hi, but just don't make them the focus. Because, you know, they work at the same office. So they can totally, like, you know, you could have Apollo rock up and be like, hey, I need opinions on this thing that's going on. And Phoenix and Athena can give their opinions. But, like, let Athena be the main character, and let Apollo have his own solo game again. Because, like, man, Apollo Justice has so much potential that this game kind of sweeps under the rug a bit. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. I love this game so far, but it kind of feels like I've already gone off on this rant. He did get brain damage. That hasn't happened yet, Sachi. That happens in case 1, which is in the middle of case 4. All right, the case brief. Leave it to me. Yes, let the detective in charge, everyone's favorite friend of justice, explain. What was that just now? It's like he and Blackwell are totally in sync.
Well, I don't think they're capable of mind melding, if that's what you're thinking. They are definitely fucking, though.
Not chronologically, but we've already seen it. Yeah. He's going through his JoJo phase. Right, Detective Fulbright, would you please explain the case to the court? As our court's body was discovered on October 24th at approximately 2:30 p.m. He was murdered with this awl I have here. The victim's blood and the defendant's prints were both discovered on it. Wow, that bird can deliver evidence too. Blackwell's trained him well.
Maybe Blackcool should train it not to mess up people's hair while he's at it.
Moving right along. The body was discovered on the outdoor stage, although no blood was found there. However, we detected traces of a massive amount of blood on the 3rd floor art room. In short, the murder took place in the art room. So then the body had been moved from the art room to the stage. Precisely. It is weird seeing Apollo as an assistant. And there's one more piece of irrefutable evidence. A recording made by a tape recorder that a school paper reporter hid in the art room. It captured a female voice screaming, "You're a goner!" What's this? You have such a recording? Must be from that tape recorder Miriam mentioned.
But why is this the first we've heard of a death threat at the moment of the murder?
Shh! Silence, please! I'd like to play the tape for you now. It's literally just that. There's no wind up to it. This is definitely gonna be some shit like someone practicing lines for the mock trial or something. It's quite hard to hear.
But the voice does sound female.
The noise and low volume of the voice have made voice print analysis all but impossible. I haven't identified the voice as belonging to the defendant. Not so fast. After all, voice print analysis isn't everything. The victim was killed at night and discovered in the afternoon the next day. The question is, when was the body moved? Oh, I know. It would have been moved in the middle of the night when no one was around. Sorry, but no. The campus was full of students that morning. However, no one responded to seeing a body. That means the body was moved sometime before the mock trial when all the students and faculty were gathered in the lecture hall, and the rest of the campus was empty. It was during this time Hugh O'Connor, one of the mock trial participants, found the body. Fulbright, can you stop talking so I can stop doing your voice?
So the prosecution heard about Hugh seeing the body.
Wait one moment. If all the students and faculty were gathered in the lecture hall, there wouldn't have been anyone who could have moved the body. Ha ha ha! Have no fear, for there's always an exception. Man, I'm not super familiar with Umineko, but God, actually, that would be really cool. Imagine an Ace Attorney game with the whole red text like magic shit that Umineko has. That would be really cool. Because, like, the whole thing with the red text in Umineko is that it's given to you as this is a fact. Like, it's given to you as incontrovertible, like, it is correct. It sure would be. Do they do that in Tyrion Cuthbert, Sachi? Because that's cool as fuck if that's what they do. That idea of, like, in a mystery game giving you, like, actual solid, like, I can trust that this is correct, maybe. Like, it's such a cool idea. I actually need to, like, man, Umineko is so long. And it's not even like a game. It's like a proper like visual novel. There's no game to it if I'm not mistaken. An exception. The 3 mock trial participants were standing by in individual dressing rooms. Need to read Umineko too. See, like, there's a part of me that's like, streaming Umineko would be fun, but at the same time, god damn, that would be such a pain in the ass. Because Umineko is stupidly long. And apparently it's really difficult to actually, like, play Umineko. Apparently it's really difficult to, like, get the best versions of each of the games, because they're scattered across a million different consoles and you need a fan translation for one of them. They were the only ones who had free access to the deserted campus before the mock trial. What? That would mean... What would that mean? Those 3 students were the only ones who could have moved the body. In justice we trust. Yes. I don't like where this is headed, Athena.
Me neither.
And by those 3, I mean... There's a whole mod that gets the Steam version to look like any version? Really? Huh. I don't know. I feel like if I were to try to do Umineko, I would want to, like, drag a couple friends kicking and screaming into it to do to do mods, to do voices with me. Because I feel like 70 episodes of me doing the voices would get old eventually. Like, not old for y'all. Old for me. Like, actually, how many parts of Ace Attorney are we up to? Like, total between every game. We're at over 70 parts of Ace Attorney total, aren't we? Because I don't think that I've had a single Ace Attorney game that was less than 10 parts. And we've played... This is part 9 of game 5, but it's actually part 9 of game 7. I think we're well over 70 parts of Ace Attorney at this point, if you count all the games. I've got all the playlists set aside in my, Okay, now y'all have got me curious. Let's see. Oh, wow. My first 3 Ace Attorney playthroughs were significantly shorter than I thought they were. So let's see. Ace Attorney 1 is 8 parts. Justice for All is 7, which means that's 15 total. Trials and Tribulations is 9, which means 24. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip to Great Ace Attorney 2 because it adds nicer together. Which bumps it up to 40 because Great Ace Attorney 2 is at 16. So 40, 53 with Great Ace Attorney 1, 63 with Apollo Justice, and then plus the 9 episodes for Dual Destinies puts us over 70. So I guess I have been doing the same voices for 70 episodes. And by those I mean Hugh O'Connor, Robin Newman, and Juniper Woods.
I knew it. Please, Detective Fulbright, don't say what I think you're about to say.
In justice we trust. I take it everyone understands now. The voice believed to be that of the murderer was female. And out of the 3 people who could have moved the body, just 1 is a girl. That leaves the defendant Juniper Woods as the only possibility.
No!
Impressive. He has you on the ropes even before any cross-examinations.
You could at least pretend to be upset for me.
A splendid job, Fulbright. That was very quiet. How do you enjoy my ASMR Blackquill voice? A splendid job, Fulbright. That could not be any clearer. Feel free to anticipate a salary raise next month. But it's forbidden. You can't give the detective a raise. I don't do this for the money. It's all about justice. In justice we trust. Not only a half-wit, but a perennial stick in the mud you are.
I guess neither the carrot nor the stick works on Detective Fulbright.
Now, bailiff, please bring our next witness to the stand. Man, we're definitely gonna crack 100 parts total for the entire Ace Attorney series, aren't we? Because we've got, at minimum, 5 games left. Or 4 games left. I can math. Because we've got half of this game. We've got the entirety of Spirit of Justice, which is another 6-case game. We've got the Professor Layton crossover, which only has 3 court segments in it, but it's still a decently long game. And then we've got the Investigations duology, which I have no clue how long those games are going to take, but I'm excited. And then I'm going to probably start playing fan games after that, because, like, Ace Attorney brain rot runs deep, and sometimes you just have to give in to the brain rot. Now, bailiff, please bring our next witness to the stand. Here she is! Oh, our first witness. It's a cardboard box.
Yeah.
That was very pain-sounding.
Stealth mode deactivated.
Oh my, the box has hands.
Smile, Your Honor.
What the dickens? I've just had my picture taken.
Miriam Scuttlebutt, senior at the Legal Academy. I'm a reporter on the judge course. Juniper's been a bad girl. I'll tell you all about her crime.
Might I ask whether you'd come out of the box?
Will I get any more scoops if I blow my cover? So the answer is no. After all, covert action is an undercover reporter's bread and butter.
But testimony from a faceless witness is highly irregular. Former ninja I met in the clink said that opposing those who work in the shadows is to pass the death sentence upon them. Oh my, I'd never thought of it that way. Very well, if it would spare life, I'll make a special exception this time.
A former ninja in prison? Holy Shinto! How can the judge believe this load of crock?
I definitely did not read that as crock the first time I read over that. Now, your testimony, please. Oh, but take care not to reveal your face.
The murder happened exactly like Juniper's mock trial script. Up until the mock trial began, only Professor Court and Juniper knew the script's content. But Professor Court's sudden decision to not use the script sparked Juniper's murderous rage. Juniper has to be the killer. She has a motive, and the murder is just like her script.
They had an orca and a parrot testify. A person who's hiding their face isn't too weird. We've literally cross-examined an assassin who radioed in at the end of Justice, or not. Yes, I got it right for once, and I corrected myself incorrectly. Justice for All is game 2. Murder is just like her script. Could such a thing be true?
Compare her script to the murder case and crime scene photos, then you'll see.
This is so simple. Even an ape posing as a decrepit old judge can understand. Only the victim and the defendant were privy to the script. Ergo, the defendant is the killer. Furthermore, in the art room where the crime supposedly occurred, this witness's script, along with an envelope on which "use" was written, were found. This proves the accused's script had been rejected the day before the mock trial. She pressed the victim to use her script, and an argument ensued, and then the fatal stabbing.
That makes perfect sense. What now?
Prosecutor Blackwell has all his ducks lined up in a row. He's really on a roll now.
He's like a pit bull once it sinks its teeth into you. How dare she? My script had it all. A bum rap and phony evidence. Grudges and betrayals.
I trust the defense is ready to cross-examine the witness.
No problem. I mean, yes, I'm ready. I think. Time to find a hole in her testimony and unbox the truth. I've seen it done over and over. I know I can do this. The murder happened exactly like Juniper's mock trial script.
Hold it!
And it's been a hot minute since we've heard Athena's hold it.
There must be places where the script and this case diverge. Don't sweat the details. That kind of stress will give you wrinkles.
Objection!
This voice has gone through like 15 different iterations.
I'm not worried. My skin is fair as silk.
Objection!
Indeed. You're quite fair. Barely desperate.
Objection!
What did you just say?
Blackwell really turned that one around on you.
Whose side are you on? Hurry up and think of a clever comeback.
Oh, easy there, Athena. I love that Apollo is just over here, like, now that I'm not the one in the attorney's chair, like, man, this is great. Now you listen to me. The two cases do indeed have their differences. One, the stage hadn't yet been erected for the mock trial script. And in the actual case, there were signs indicating the victim's wrist had been bound. I really hope that me yawning into the microphone doesn't sound horrible. I do it a lot. But such differences pale in comparison to the host of similarities. In any event, replicating the crime without knowledge of the script is an impossibility.
Looks like I won't be passing this off as a coincidence. What a total burn. Try again, why don't you, Pawn of the Woods?
Pawn of the Woods? What do you mean by that? What does she mean by that? I'm genuinely at a loss. I have no clue what she meant by Pawn in the Woods there. Pawn of Juniper Woods? Ah, that's a good point.
Up until the mock trial began, only Professor Court and Juniper knew the script's content.
Hold it!
Somebody could have stolen a peek beforehand. I don't think so. I mean, I tried it any number of times. Shame on you, Miriam. But that crafty she-devil Juniper has eyes on the back of her head. What chance does your average person have if an undercover reporter like me failed? Interesting point. Still. Miss Scuttlebutt, won't you get in trouble later for admitting such underhanded tactics? Why, you? I plead entrapment.
Wow. That genuinely might be the first time that the word entrapment has been used in the entire series.
How is you blurting out your own crime entrapment? But you haven't scooped me yet. They were all set up to use Juniper's script. But Professor Court's sudden decision to not use the script sparked Juniper's murderous rage.
I hope that this voice is decent. Cause of death. Blood loss due to a stab wound on the side of the body. Marks indicate wrists may have been bound. No other visible damage, but stab wound was very rough. Man, it's so weird how this game has taken multiple steps forward and also multiple steps backward, because like I like all the anime cutscenes, and I like how much like you can zoom in on the on a lot of the evidence, but you can't rotate shit in 3D in this game for some reason. And not only that, you can't investigate like every screen anymore. You're only limited to specific screens for investigation, which makes me kind of sad, but
Hold it!
no. How did that even happen? Sorry about that.
How do you know that Professor Court wasn't going to use her script?
There in the art room where the heinous crime took place, an envelope marked as use and Miriam Scuttlebutt's script were found. Evidently, the script that was going to be used belonged to the girl in the box over there.
It's only natural that my script would be accepted and hers rejected. I introduced all sorts of brand new concepts, including bribery and fake evidence. It was a cutting-edge script portraying the courtroom battle in the dark age of the law.
I just realized I'm like almost peaking my mic with Scuttlebutt's voice.
I can't help but feel Professor Court went out of her way to not use it. But Juniper, she used some devious underhanded tactics to get her script chosen. That's why her script, and not my masterpiece, was used in the mock trial.
His voice is devolving as we go.
How's that for an explanation? Juniper has to be the killer. She has a motive, and the murder is just like her script.
Hold it!
His voice is actually surprisingly difficult for me to keep together, because it's like mashing two different types of voice that I don't mix often.
Anyone who saw the mock trial could have recreated the crime. After they saw the mock trial, they could have easily staged the body, just like the script.
Objection!
Here is the trial which pits Hawk against Canary.
Objection!
What did you just say?
He's so weary, he should try humping less. I guess that'd save some energy.
This is no time for jokes, Apollo. He just called me a canary.
Don't let him get to you. At least canaries pick up on things quickly, just like you. I shan't repeat myself, so listen carefully, Sykes Dono. You, O'Connor, discovered the body before the mock trial even began. How could one stage the body as it is in the script before anyone knew its contents?
That's right.
Who even fathom the intricacies that go into staging a crime scene? No, I think not. You have the rudimentary mind of an elementary school child.
Elementary school? Reporter's testimony throws attorney Athena Sykes for a loop. The perfect caption.
I also hope that my, like... Man, I genuinely need to, like, figure out how I can use my pop filter. Like, I need to rig something up or get a new filter or something. Because I swear I'm gonna be peeking the mic every time. How marvelous! A photo in the newspaper is just the thing to boost your brand.
In a school paper? Seriously?
I believe you've pressed the witness more than enough, Miss Sykes. Huh. Now do you see how clear-cut my case is? Take it now. Take it now, and in that fair, desperate mind of yours. Etch it deep so you may never forget.
No. No! Even my arguments get thrown back in my face. It wasn't supposed to be like this. What am I going to do?
Athena, you should just about have all the answers you've been looking for now.
Huh?
Think about it this way. If the killer knew the details of the mock trial, would they really commit the crime in the exact same way?
I don't follow.
Try to place yourself in the killer's shoes. I bet you'll discover an inconsistency if you do.
I get it. Thanks, Apollo. Miss Scuttlebutt, just so we're clear, you're claiming that the killer intentionally made the crime scene look as if it was in the, or as it was in the script. And that it's beyond a shadow of a doubt, not a coincidence. Is that correct? No duh. After all, it's just more evidence of Juniper's evil she-devil ways.
Objection!
What did I say? What did I say? Our client made the crime scene look just like the script. Something known only to her? That would be not just foolhardy, but completely irrational. What do you mean?
Ugh. Scuttlebutt, your voice. Yes, Miss Sykes, please tell the court what you mean by irrational.
It wouldn't make any sense for Junie to mimic her own script on purpose because it would
make her the culprit.
The murder scene was the same as it was in the mock trial script. That in and of itself is irrational. What's wrong with them being the same?
Yes, Miss Sykes, care to explain what you mean?
Okay, let's say for argument's sake that Miss Woods is the killer. If so, then what reason would she have to intentionally make the actual murder mimic her own script? That's easy. She was admitting that she was the...
This voice is so all over the place. I hope this voice should be better tomorrow when my throat's... or tomorrow if I stream Ace Attorney tomorrow.
That's right. If she had really done that, it would have been like proclaiming to the world that she was the killer. So what we actually have here is evidence of somebody trying to frame our client. The body was found the day of the mock trial. In short, the day the details were revealed. So it would be completely inconceivable for the murder to go exactly like the script. Don't let it go to your head just yet.
Objection!
Huh. It would seem Justice Dono's comrade in arms has finally drawn her sword. However, the blade is dull, and it shall remain so until you master its use.
Enough with these stupid sword metaphors already.
There is a perfectly good reason for the inconsistency of which you speak. Man, this really is the case of dry out Maddie's vocal cords, isn't it? Whoops, that was the wrong button. I need to get a Maddie spin emote so that y'all can just start spamming Maddie spin whenever I start rotating.
Reason? What reason?
Must I spell out everything? You're what people... Wow, Black Quill, don't say that, please. You're what people today call high maintenance. The accused had intended to stop the mock trial, and in that event, Area Soul would have been wiser to the similarities of the case and the script.
Objection!
No, the mock trial was only stopped after the body was accidentally discovered.
Objection!
Our witness here had also discovered the body. In fact, she was led to our dearly departed professor by the accused herself.
What? Miss Scuttlebutt saw the body too.
Precisely. And with the discovery of the body, the mock trial ought to have been cancelled.
Wait, so you didn't call the police? Nope, I kept it a secret for my big scoop. You can't do that.
Huh. I made her pay long and hard penance for her sin. Did I not, my little box top? Wow, are box tops even a thing anymore?
Compared to the work of a war correspondent, the sheer terror of that was...
Jeez, I wonder what the Twisted Samurai did to her.
Block off all the holes in her box. And spin her like a top while Detective Fulbright cackled in delight.
You know, Prosecutor Blackquill, I definitely should be stopping you doing this, but it's just so damn funny. This is her penance. It's not meant to be funny, Fulbright. But I do derive some form of amusement out of it. That sounded more nauseating than scary. Enough jabbering. Witness, continue your testimony.
Sure, Mr. Samurai. I'm ready to finish off that she-devil. I snuck into Juniper's dressing room while everyone is in the lecture hall. Juniper had changed into her stage costume. I asked her, "What are you doing?" When suddenly she fled to the hallway, as if she wanted me to follow her.
Fulbright X Blackwell fanfic being written live on stream. Okay, allow me to make a very I don't even know how to describe it. Fanfictionized. Just the Fulbright going like, Prosecutor Blackquill, I've never noticed how big your sword is before. And Blackwell's just like, Fulbright, stop, you're embarrassing me. Don't you know, Fulbright? It's not the size of the sword that matters, but how you wield it. I guess that makes you a fantastic swordsman, doesn't it? Because you've got the size and the skill. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is so bad. I'm sorry I'm laughing at my own joke, but it's... Oh my god, I'm fucking lightheaded. I need a sec. Wow.
When suddenly she fled into the hallway, as if she wanted me to follow her.
The side effects of writing Ace Attorney Yaoi are kicking in.
I followed her all the way to Professor Court's body. She led me right to it. I'm positive it was Juniper, because she was wearing the costume that she had made.
Hold it!
Why did you withhold such key testimony? What's that supposed to mean?
That was not your voice. Athena, you haven't even started your cross-examination.
I know, but her testimony points to her as being a potential suspect.
Well, I don't think Prosecutor Blackquill is. No, wait, I bet he's already thought of that.
The witness left the lecture hall to sneak into Miss Wood's room before the mock trial. That means she, too, could have moved the victim's body. Yeah. The prosecution's claim no longer has any ground to stand on. Help!
Now. No need to ruffle your own feathers, so. Squeak like a little brat. Agitates Taka. Do you want him to peck your eyes out?
No, thanks.
Listen here. The witness has a perfectly good alibi. I have to ask, did anyone clip me fanfictionizing the toxic yaoi? Or I guess it wasn't even toxic yaoi, it was just yaoi.
Oh yeah, I do. Around the estimated time of death. I was at undercover reporter class. It's right near my home. Undercover reporter class?
The proverbial rug has been pulled from under you. The witness could not be the killer. Friends must look before leaving, or at least make sure the rug's secured to the floor. I tried to warn you.
Oh.
Well, there ends the cross-examination. Let's allow the witness to step down.
Huh? No, wait a minute.
Defense has no right to cross-examine the witness after that little spectacle. But whatever a man is sowing, is will all this he will also reap. Fuck, I fucked up my line. Fulbright, bring me the script.
Why can't he say you reap what you sow?
Very well. If this cross-examination is over, I suppose the witness may go home. Perhaps spend some time in her lovely box and recover from today's stressful events.
Don't you worry about me, Your Honor. There's no rest for the wicked. Or journalists either. My third eye's always eyeing a scoop.
She's always eyeing a scoop.
Well, back to the trenches. Bye-bye.
Hold it! Not so fast, Miss Scuttlebutt.
Apollo?
There's just one thing I'd like to ask. Did you take a picture of the victim's body? And if not, why not?
Well, that is... No, I didn't take one.
Well, that's strange. Why wouldn't you take a picture if you're always eyeing a scoop? We're pretty close to ending. Did you or did you not? Or did you or didn't you really see the victim's body? I hate... Okay, it's a weird pet peeve of mine. I really don't like when people do the did you or didn't you instead of the did you or did you not. Like, did you or did you not just flows better in my brain, even though it's more verbose.
It's not like I, actually saw it, but...
What the devil? Did you hear that, Your Honor? The witness didn't actually see the body. That completely overturns the prosecution's claim that the witness was led to it. Justice Dono, you dare bear steel at me again?
Nice try, Boy Wonder.
Wow, what was that voice? Where did that one come from?
So what if I didn't see the body? The fact remains that Juniper led me there. Feast your eyes on this.
What exactly am I looking at here?
It's a crucial moment, forever frozen in time by my third eye. A photo clearly showing Juniper Woods.
Fuck, we're doing the Steel Samurai bit again.
Gah!
Why did you not tell me of this?
It's a shocking scoop I was saving just for the right moment. And if that would, and that would be now, right here in court. Surprise! Yeah. What I do. All journalists keep their scoops secret until the right moment.
She is pretty brave hiding it from Blackwell like that.
Or pretty stupid. Well, this is an unexpected turn.
Athena? About this picture. See how it only shows the back of the subject?
Ah, so then...
Right. Who knows whether this photo shows Juniper in the first place?
Objection!
Huh. Completely irrelevant point. What is relevant here is... there was someone who did try to lead the witness to the body. Take a gander at this. The route by which the accused escaped. The witness pursued the accused this way after she fled the dressing room. The accused descended to the first floor, exited to the quad. Then what, carrion carton cretin? I'd read that as carrion cretin.
Then I tripped and fell. I got my knee on my own box. she stayed under her box, even while running after someone? Sounds difficult.
Recall the body was already there, or Hugh O'Connor had already seen it. He was trying to show someone the body, because she wanted to stop the mock trial.
Hold it!
But if the facts have changed, that's all the more reason to cross-examine the witness. The defense has a point there. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. It seems Justice Dono has saved your pretty little hide, Missy. For now, at least. Ew, guess I pulled that off somehow.
Thanks, Apollo. You're a lifesaver.
Incidentally, my compliments to the witness for her very fine box.
It's primo cardboard, lovingly selected from among many. Yeah.
Tell another lie or hide another fact from me, and I shall put it to the torch.
Yeah. Gah. Please, anything but that.
I think it would be more eco-friendly to recycle it, but that's just me. All right, Miss Sykes, you may cross-examine the witness. And that, despite it being 2 minutes early, is where we're going to end. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Exclamation point Discord if you want to join the Discord. Exclamation point socials. You all know the drill. Otherwise, give me a moment and we will find someone to raid. Do you think... I had a very cursed thought. Do you think that when Fulbright, like, nuts, he yells out, "In justice we trust"? Just something for chat to stew on. Let's go poke Loon. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my fanfictionizing over, over Fulbright and Black Quill. Depending on how I'm feeling, I might be doing more of this tomorrow. I might be doing something else, but we'll see. Other than that, have a good one, and take care.